Jaclyn Hill, this does open horizontally. Oh, my hands are there. So that your brushes are laying down and they're not collecting dust because they're covered. This is the best way, but I've got too many in here. I should only put my basics that I use in here because trying to look through all these and find what I need, oh my gosh. And then I have another one. Y'all know the Pampered Chef utensils one. It's full. It's got like 10, 20 sets in it. Why do I keep getting more makeup brushes? I don't know. Because you know you never feel like you have the right one. And yet, what do I always go back to? Who knows me well here? You said it. Sigma Beauty brushes. They're better than MAC to me. Or at least comparable. And they're half the price. Like a set of Sigmas is around $200. And I mean a full set of their precision line. Whereas at MAC that'd be $400 to $600. So I don't know where. It was $400. I'm sure it's up now. And I don't feel like MAC brushes are any better. Or Morphe brushes are any better. I think Sigma Beauty is about the best brushes out there. Now, I will say this. Drugstore-wise, one of the best ones is, well, there's a couple. I will actually like Eco Tools. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the brand. They usually have different colored bottoms. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name. Anyway, those. And then at Ulta, Cosmetics brushes are amazing. I love them. That's what, half of my brushes are that and half are Sigma. And I could use either one. Okay. So today we're going to do like we did yesterday. And we're going to use this little trick after we do bronzer of using the Laura Geller Malibu. It's a very bright pink, and I know some of you are going, oh my gosh, that's too much. It's really not. It looks more natural than anything because that's what you actually look like when you get sun or when you extremely blush. So, but first let's do a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Sigma Blush Cheek Palette. And in here we have different blush colors and bronzer, and then one highlighter. Y'all, this is one of the best cheek palettes. Again, it's Sigma Blush Cheek Palette. Yeah, these are great. You know what? This one reminds me of is Coralista. When I think of Benefit. I like theirs too. So, this one's very peachy, very highlighty, very purple, very pink. And these really... Well, the Coralista could be either. It's kind of my favorite because it could be either. And then the Spice would definitely be for a darker skinned person or bronzer. So I'm going to use the Coralista on the butt end of the brush. That's a short end because it's a little more concentrated. Tap it off real good so you don't have fallout. And wherever you put it down is where you're going to have the most. So always put it right above this white area. So right there. And kind of stay back there. And people always tell you to come this way. Don't. You're going almost straight down. You're doing a, and then suck in like that and go across. And see how that made just a nice, that's actually a lot more pink than it looks. That's why you really could use this for blush and bronzer. There's another one that I like that from NARS. Oh, Doseur. It is a good blush bronzer, meaning you could really use it for both. And it's one of my all-time favorites. Besides, I think it's Dallas from Benefit. I like that better than Coralista's. Coralista's, actually, this is very pink, y'all. Doesn't look it, does it? Now, most people do not come this far in, and I'll tell you why I do. I have little chipmunk cheeks, and so I kind of have to cut in to give myself some sort of contour. Now I'm going to go into the Spice color, and that's going to be really dark, so we're going to start right up here in the hairline and come down. And just kind of see how dark is that. Stay right on the hairline. You don't want a line, so you got to make that dissipate back out, but it's where we're going to start. And I'm going to do under the chin. Ooh, that was dark. And I have on white. I should have put on a towel. Oh well. That's very dark as you can see, so I'm gonna lean over. And I'm gonna blend that out. So I'm gonna make my lines. Use my lines. And come up a little. right there on the jowl sides, right there. This is where you drop as you get older, and little fatty connects right there, so that's why you really color that. But then you've got to make sure you blend it back past the neck, back past the neck to the back, and on down. Not too far down. And then also put a little bit under the end of the nose, blowing out. Like that. That just shortens your nose a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to come back up here where the temple is and come a little bit in front of where I was. A little lower. Temple. And what you're doing is, by doing this, is you're bringing the face in. Now, that bronzer, all of it, was really blushes. In my opinion, all of these have pink tones to them, more than brown. Even that last color. Yep, it's got some pink in it. So, I would say this is a true blush palette. I was wrong about using it as a bronzer. So, you're like, oh my gosh, so what do? You don't freak out. What we're going to do, I've got bronzer right here. I believe in this palette. Yes. Actually, I've got two palettes. They look the same, but they're not. This is Charlotte Tilbury's. One of them is the Film Star Bronze and Blush Glow. This other one, which was the original, is Film Star Bronze and Glow. And basically, this is an incredible, really incredible, oh no, obviously older. I'm glad I wasn't holding that up any higher. Somebody could have been killed. Alright, so bronzer and highlighter that are incredible, okay? But then, I guess enough people didn't use highlighter, they used more blush, or they wanted it all together in one palette, and I do like that better because I don't use that much highlighter. I will use some today. So I'm going to, again, let me wipe this off a little bit and get some of that pink out. And we're going to use just the butt end of this and just kind of go back over the darker, what should be darker area. Go below your blush and then back. This is a little more ashy, which will help because this was too peachy pink. And then under here again. There we go. Look at that one little hair. Isn't that funny? Okay, so we'll put that back here. Y'all, that candle smells so good. What is the name of it? Gotta be careful. I think it was Grace. And it's from Bridgewater Candle Company. Y'all, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. And look at the pretty mercury glass. Isn't that a pretty candle, y'all? Okay. I digress. Okay, let's get that one little hair out of the way. Y'all have sprayed my hair so much and it's so limp today. And it's, you know, normally after I get color, I got color yesterday, it's fuller. So I don't know if it's the product they used on it. They used some of that diamond oil from, hold on, let me pop my shirt. They used some diamond oil from Redken. And I'm thinking maybe no. Okay, I feel like I should put a towel on because this is a linen top, but okay, I'm just going to keep going. So now what I was telling you about yesterday, you've got your color, and I feel like that's not well blended. So what you can do is take a foundation brush or a powder brush and just kind of get rid of it a little bit. It just dissipates it a little bit. Actually, that's fine. Okay. But you can use a clean brush or a foundation brush or powder brush to go back in and say, that was a little too heavy, and just put some of it back off. Alright, so now we're going to the Laura Geller blush, Malibu. I know it is so hot pink. And use the loose, longer end of your, and I'm just barely patting it in there. Because look, okay, so you don't need a lot. Now tap it off real good. And you're not going to go in your usual blush areas, the apple of the cheek. That's not what you're doing. You want to look like you got some sun. I'm in a linen breezy top, and I'll look like I've been out on the beach last week or yesterday. And so you're going to do right on the bridge, lightly on the bridge. Okay, now look how that looks like I got sun on my nose. And where does the sun hit? Down here? No, it hits here where you would normally put highlighter. So I'm going to go across the top of the cheek and up, across the top of the cheek and up, top of the cheek and up. Over here, same thing. Notice I have not had to dip back down in there at all. This is so bright. And you literally are going down like the sun has been there. And then a little bit on either side of the forehead, like right above the front of the brow. Oh, and the chin. Wherever there's a raised area, that's where you would have gotten sun. That's where you would have got sun. Right there in the front of the forehead where your 11s are. Believe it or not, that's where you get sun. So you want to look like you got sun. There. Now again, if you feel like it's too much, then always you can take your, I don't feel like it's too much. I think it looks like, now if you put it down here, it's just going to look like blush, so don't do that. One thing I am going to do is a light dusting of highlighter so that I look a little bit moist. And I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm using a dual-ended fiber brush. Right on the tip of the nose, just for the shine. I'm not going to do it on up here. Well, maybe a little. Maybe a little. Okay, and then right on the top of the ball of the chin, right there. And then you can definitely do right here, the C. Stay away from the crow's feet, older ladies, like me. When I say that, you can do it right here, not right here. Don't get right on there. Just go right past it like that. Right where the shine, where your face bends, right there. And then right there, right here where the front of your brow is. And that's enough. Don't overdo that. Don't overdo that. You want to look a little, not sweaty, but a little moist because you've been in the sun, you know. Okay. So we're going to brush through the brow. And I'm going to show you two different ways to do the brow today. One will be with powder, and one will be with a liner, brow liner. Okay, so let's pick a brow liner. Pick a brow liner. Any brow liner. We'll pick the Maybelline. You can get this at the drugstore. Brow